I got the pleasure of interviewing Devin Grissom, who was a part of CMT's Sweet Home Alabama, which aired in 2011. Devin went to the University of Alabama, where she majored in public relations with a minor in business. After graduating last year, Devin has moved to California and is working for a company called Barracuda in the social communications department, where she gets to attend special events and interview people. I got to chat with her via Skype to see what it was like to be a part of so many exciting things. What was it like having America watch you kind of fall in love on TV? Because I know that that's like a super personal thing. That's like a super personal emotion that we have as humans. So what was that like?
Mainly I would say embarrassing. You know, when you, the only experience I'd really had with it before was, you know, when you, like, hear yourself on a voicemail, and you're like, oh my gosh, I don't really sound like that. Imagine just, like, hours upon hours of being like, no, Devin, why did you do that? It was fun. My friends were really great. We had, like, different watch parties and stuff, and we would just crack up the entire time. Because just watching yourself is funny, and especially on a reality TV show where everything's kind of just candid and just sort of happens, and, you know, there's, obviously, I'm not an actress, so if they had actually tried to, like, feed me lines, I would have just been terrible at it. So it was just really me, you know, being myself, and so it was fun, but also a little bit embarrassing at the same time.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad that you had fun, because, you know, that's definitely a good thing to do on shows like that. So let's talk about Alabama.
Yes, let's. Roll Tide.
Yes. Okay, so tell me why you decided to go there, and what was your major?
Well, I was kind of in the same boat as you, where I wasn't exactly sure where I wanted to go. At first, I really wanted to get into communication, and I just assumed, you know, SEC was party football schools. I couldn't really, you know, get what I wanted out of it.
Yeah.
So I was looking at schools in California, New York. I think the only SEC school I was really looking at was Vanderbilt, because it was in Nashville. So I wanted to do the whole big city thing. But then I went to an Alabama football game, and I went and visited with my best friend at the time, and I absolutely fell in love with the campus. I fell in love with the, you know, the entire culture of it. You know, the people in Alabama are just, you can't replace them. I mean, there's no one like them anywhere else, and I just knew it was the right fit. Right when I stepped on that campus, I was like, okay, nowhere else has a chance. This is where I'm going to go. So, yeah, that's where I went, and I majored in public relations with a minor in business. And like I was telling you earlier, you know, if you get an education in one field of communications, you really, you kind of experience them all.
Yeah.
It's hard to explain, but you get classes in kind of each of the areas, and you can kind of pick where you want to go from there. Because now I'm working in broadcasting and actually production, and I do editing as well. So I've kind of made my rounds of the communication field, but I've loved it so far.
That is so cool. Yeah, I actually anchor the morning news at my school every day. So that's
you are
awesome.
That.
And then I edit everything, so we're like the same person.
Exactly. No, I absolutely love it, and I only got a little bit of editing experience while I was actually in college, but I've learned so much just kind of on the job, which that's how it's most of the time. You learn most of what you need when you're actually on the job, and I've kind of come to like the editing and the post-production stuff almost as much or even more than the actually being on camera. Yeah. So it's funny what I've learned.
Yeah. Okay, so what is one of your favorite college moments? It can be crazy, silly, whatever you want.
Well, I happen to be, there's way too many to choose from, but I guess it would have to be that I was at Alabama for 3 national championships. During my I actually graduated in 3.5 years. So 3 national championships in my 3.5 years. I got to go to New Orleans and Miami to experience both of those national championships. So I was actually at the game in the moment, and it's kind of irreplaceable because I was there during the real, dynasty of Alabama. And I know that's going to go down in history, and I could actually say I was there. So those are probably my favorite moments. I became an absolute sports fanatic while there. So that was definitely the best. But to my sorority, I was in Phi Mu while I was at Alabama. All of our date parties, I lived in the sorority house for 2 years, and that was something that I definitely remember forever and was a lot of fun.
That's fabulous. What is it like living in a sorority house?
Whew. Well, I'm an only child, so at first, I lived in it my first year because I had to. I was on our executive council. I was our social chair.
Ooh.
And so I had to live in the house, and I ended up in a room with 2 girls. One room, there's 3 girls in one room, and I was an only child. We had to share bathrooms. Like, I thought this was going to be the end of the world, and it ended up being the absolute best experience of my life. Those 2 girls are 2 of my very best friends now, and I'm to the point where I'm in a room by myself, and I get scared at night because I was so used to having, people with me. So it was a lot of fun, but it can get crazy at times. You pretty much have like 50 wardrobes that you can choose from. You can go in anybody's room and just borrow clothes and choose.
That is so great. Yeah, I have 3 sisters, but they're little, so I don't really have that, connection with them. But I'm really excited to go to college, and if I do end up living in a sorority house, I can't wait to have
you'll love it. Don't be scared of it. You'll absolutely love it.
Yes.
And like I said, if you need to find me wreck, I'm your girl.
Okay. All right, so everybody wants to know, what are you doing now?
What am I doing now? Well, I graduated from Alabama about a year ago, last December, and I kind of didn't really know exactly what I wanted to do. I knew I wanted to do something in communications, preferably with sports. I had gotten to where I was really interested in being on camera after Sweet Home Alabama and Southern Nights. So one of the girls from she was on the 2nd season of Sweet Home Alabama, and then we were together on Southern Nights. That's how we met. That was our 2nd reality show. And she had moved out to California and was working for a company out in Northern California. And they were looking for a position where they were pretty much the face of the company. And so I applied for it, and, a couple months after I graduated, I was moving to California, which was my dad's absolute worst nightmare.
That's my dad's too. He's like, no, you can't live in California. I already did that. And I was like, oh.
It's honestly not as bad as you would think. We'll talk about that in a minute. But so now I'm living out here in Northern California. I absolutely love it. The company I work for is awesome. It's called Barracuda Networks. It's actually an IT company, but I work in social media, and so pretty much they throw all these big parties and events for their customers and partners, and I get to pretty much go have fun at these events while interviewing people and having my camera with me. I will record the entire event and different things, and I'll piece the thing together for social media. So I have pretty much the best job in the world. I've been to Major League Baseball games, NFL games, where I've gotten to shoot, big parties, like product launch parties, and pretty much anything that's fun that has to do with our company. I'm there and recording it and getting to be on camera and use my production skills as well. So it's been a lot of fun, and it's Sweet Home Alabama that I owe to that, because I'd never done on-camera work before that, so it kind of just catapulted it.
That's so cool. It's so weird how, different events in our lives that we don't even expect to happen just
exactly will shape
that puzzle
everything
together. Yep, it's true.
That is it for my interview with Devin Grissom. I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you have any questions about this interview, please feel free to comment below and I will get back to you. Once again, my name is Emily Klein, and thank you guys for watching.